He will always be known as Jack from Titanic, feeling completely enamored, young, and unafraid. Nonetheless, Leonardo DiCaprio possesses qualities beyond those of that iconic part. He rose to prominence throughout the years and is now a major player in Hollywood. Award shows, blockbuster films, and memorable moments on the red carpet. It's all done by him. His personal life, however, remained tangled even as his professional life took off, particularly in matters of the heart. Leo, who is now 50 years old, has dated supermodels, ended significant partnerships, and dodged a major question. His lack of marriage is puzzling. Finally, the time has come. The true reason behind Leonardo DiCaprio's lifelong decision is now revealed for the first time. Come with us as we examine his private life and learn the real reason Leonardo DiCaprio claims he will never tie the knot. From a humble abode in Los Angeles to international fame, the actor Leonardo DiCaprio came into this world in the City of Angels on November 11, 1974. George DiCaprio, an artist, and Ermeline, a legal assistant, had him as their only child. They were friends while in college and eventually settled in Los Angeles. His mother first felt Leonardo kick while admiring an Italian museum painting by Leonardo da Vinci, and the name Leonardo was born. His parents divorced when Leonardo was a little boy. Since George's parents were still committed to raising him, they continued to live in close quarters with a shared garden after he moved out to be with another woman. George remained with his fiancée and Adam Ferrar, who was her son. Adam and Leonardo got friends, and Leonardo even began to look up to Adam. Leonardo and his mother moved across Los Angeles when he was growing up, including to the Los Feliz district. "My parents were very bohemian," Leonardo remarked at one point. Also, he opened up about his rough upbringing in a poor and crime-ridden neighborhood. His parents were still the people he looked up to and trusted. Among his educational institutions were John Marshall High School and the Los Angeles Center for Enriched Studies. Regular education was not something Leonardo enjoyed. Acting was his true desire, imagining possibilities beyond the confines of the syllabus. Growing up, Leonardo aspired to do two things: be a marine biologist and an actor. Because he enjoyed performing, he decided to become an actor. He found amusement in imitating people, pulling faces, and watching their reactions. He began acting at a young age. He started making people laugh and grin when he was 2 years old and danced on stage at a festival. As Leonardo watched his stepbrother Adam earn money via a TV commercial, his curiosity piqued. Leo recognized the potential, and Adam made $50,000 from that job. After that, he had an acting audition for the children's show Romper Room, but he claims he was fired for being too rowdy. Nevertheless, the host refuted this claim. Leonardo came close to abandoning acting after placing second in a break-dancing competition in Germany. His first paying employment was in a Matchbox Cars commercial when he was just 14 years old. As a result, he was soon advertising Kraft singles, Apple Jacks, and Bubblegum. It wasn't simple to get there, though. Finding an agent was something he toiled over for over 2 years. To make himself sound more American, one agency even suggested he alter his name to Lenny Williams. His refusal was clear. He persisted, encouraged by his father. The casting directors took note after he was introduced by a family friend. Leo quickly secured over 20 commercials. Modest, with a vision for the future. In 1989, Leonardo landed his first acting role. On The New Lassie, he appeared in 2 episodes as Glenn. His acting career took off from there with guest appearances on The Outsiders and Santa Barbara. Playing the role of Gary Buckman, a disturbed adolescent, in the TV series Parenthood was his big break. He studied Joaquin Phoenix's performance from the original film and tackled the role seriously. He was nominated for 2 Youth and Film Awards for his work on Parenthood and Santa Barbara. Concurrently, he made an appearance on the game show Fun House, where he was tasked with performing amusing feats such as fishing with his teeth. There was never a dull moment when Leo was an actor, even at a young age. Leonardo first appeared on screen in the 1991 horror flick Critters 3. He later made light of the situation by saying he was embarrassed by the film and thought it was among the worst ever. He also appeared on Growing Pains that year in the role of homeless youth Luke Brower. To attract a younger audience, particularly female viewers, the creators brought him on board. Leonardo, according to actress Joanna Kearns, was witty, intelligent, and a lot of fun. Leo received another nomination for an award despite the fact that the ratings remained unchanged, getting respected in the Hollywood industry. The 1992 film Poison Ivy included a small role for Leo. However, a very larger event followed. He played the role of Toby, a disturbed adolescent with a demanding stepfather, in Robert De Niro's This Boy's Life, which was based on the true tale of author Tobias Wolff. Playing the role of the stepfather was De Niro. Leo had a great deal to learn for this challenging part. Leo initially struggled with acting on a real set, according to director Michael Caden-Jones. He taught him in a firm manner as a result. Lessons were taken quite seriously by Leo. Much of the acclaim for the film came from critics praising Leo's portrayal of his character's development. The life of this youngster became the movie that brought him widespread attention when it wowed critics. But that wasn't all. A year later, he had a strong performance as a little child with developmental difficulties in the film What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He received his first Oscar nomination for his role. His performance was so authentic and moving that it stunned everyone. Climbing, Leonardo persisted. He was the lead actor in Titanic, 1997, and Romeo and Juliet, 1996, two romantic comedies. The former became the highest-grossing film of its time, while the latter was a smashing success. His superstardom spread over the world. Instantly, Leonardo DiCaprio became a household name. Even while his fans adored him, he wished he could escape the role of the romantic hero. Thus, he stepped away for a while and returned with fresh ideas. He was interested in exploring various roles. Both Gangs of New York and Catch Me If You Can were released in 2002, starring him. It was in the second picture that he initially collaborated with Martin Scorsese. They eventually became a formidable combo and worked together on a number of films. Every part that Leo took on was serious. He was a police officer in The Departed, 2006, a diamond smuggler in Blood Diamond, 2006, and a troubled businessman in The Aviator, 2004. He really came into his own in each role. His 2008 film Crisis in Revolutionary Road portrayed a married man. He possessed a profound intensity in his performance. His 2010's performance was unstoppable. In addition to The Wolf of Wall Street and Django Unchained, he was the lead actor in Inception. The Revenant, in which he portrayed a frontiersman struggling for survival, brought him his first Academy Award in 2015. Both Don't Look Up and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood included him later on. His most recent film role was in 2023's Killers of the Flower Moon. Looking past the screen, acting wasn't Leonardo's only artistic pursuit. He established Appian Way Productions as a business. It was instrumental in the making of numerous of his films and the television series Greensburg. The preservation of the earth was another cause for which he gained notoriety. In an effort to bring more attention to environmental issues, he established the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation. For his contributions to the arts, France bestowed the highest honor upon him in 2005, naming him Commander of the Order of Arts and Letters. Time magazine also included him in their 2016 list of the 100 most important people on the planet. He was also appointed as a peace messenger by the United Nations. This indicates that he is vocal about global concerns, particularly climate change. The idea of leveraging one's reputation for a greater good came to symbolize him over time. An Empire Readers poll from 2022 placed him among the 50 all-time great actors. However, one thing people never stopped worrying about despite all the fame and success. The question is, why is Leonardo DiCaprio single? No matter where he went, that question followed. And now, at the age of 50, Leo is prepared to respond. To get a full picture, though, we need to examine his connections from the beginning. A famous actor who dated famous women all across the globe. Leonardo DiCaprio's love life and movies have both kept him in the public eye. His love life has been a topic of public interest ever since his breakout role in Titanic. Many famous ladies, particularly models and actresses, have been associated with him throughout the years. It has indeed become a pattern. It was not long before the name Bridget Hall was associated with him. She had great success in the 1990s as a model for Victoria's Secret. In 1994, the two were frequently spotted together at various events. People assumed she was Leo's first girlfriend, the model, even though they didn't discuss it much. Another well-known model, Naomi Campbell, followed. They allegedly started dating in the mid-1990s. Although it was brief, but the fact that they remained close friends is intriguing. They continue to be seen together even after all these years, going on vacation and attending charitable activities. The world's sexiest people often photobomb me, 50 Cent wrote in a 2015 Instagram post. Living without constraints is something you should try. With Leonardo DiCaprio and Campbell both present. Kristen Zhang, a model he accompanied to the 1996 Romeo and Juliet premiere, became his girlfriend after that. However, Leo's life was irrevocably altered when the couple split up right before the release of Titanic. Concerning that matter, the introduction of Demi Moore caused some confusion. There were 1,997 sightings of the two, although Moore was still married to Bruce Willis. The existence of a relationship between them is unsubstantiated. However, conversation ensued. Another famous face in the modeling industry was Helena Christensen. Around the time Titanic came out, they were a common sight at parties together. Some think they were simply buddies since neither side confirmed it. There was more to Leonardo DiCaprio's romantic life. The following few years were replete with rumors and brief romances, which served to keep his name in the public eye. Intermittent relationships and speculations without evidence. Rumor has it that Amber Valletta was an alleged flame. At the time, rumors circulated that Leo had requested his associates to contact her after seeing her picture in a magazine, something out of a Hollywood blockbuster. But confirmation never came, as it did with so many of his connections. Afterwards, Valletta wed an Olympic athlete and a financial guru. The Czech model Eva Herzegova was another name that surfaced. They allegedly met at the Man in the Iron Mask premiere and had a short romance that lasted 2 months. However, Eva later denied that anything amorous had ever occurred. Gisele Bündchen was the first high-profile long-term partner. About 6 years, from 1999 to 2005, the two were in a relationship. Leo was in a more committed relationship at the time. In 2004, the pair went on a joint expedition to the Amazon rainforest to raise awareness about environmental problems. Lessons: My Path to a Meaningful Life, 2018, was Gisele's book in which she previously told her side of the tale. Is it just me, or is he staying the same while I wish to undertake some deep introspection? She wondered in her writing. Regrettably, yes was the final response. After marrying NFL star Tom Brady, Gisele began a family of her own. However, her connection with Leo is still widely recognized as one of his most famous partnerships. Several well-known people and additional models. Bar Faley, another famous model, stepped up next. After meeting at a Las Vegas party, the two went on an erratic 5-year romance. Even at a 2010 Lakers game, they were spotted sitting courtside. May 2011 was the end of their romance, saying, "Today I know that a relationship can work only if you know you can be alone and you are not afraid." Raffaelli discussed the ways in which her breakup shaped her in an interview with a magazine. Russian model and Violet Sena dated Leonardo DiCaprio while he was dating Alessandra Raffaelli. Violet Sena has jobs with Vanity Fair and Sports Illustrated, and went on to wed a musician after their brief affair ended.